Hello and welcome back to A New A Bit Here, episode 257. My name is Tom.
And my name's Ant.
And you can find us at abhpod.com, where if you scroll down on the right hand side on a PC, but on your phone it's scroll down a little way, you'll find the Amazon banner. It is coming up to Christmas. It's not that many weeks away now. And as you know, we're coming up to our final push for the end of the year. To grab as much money as we can off you, basically. It's very important for keeping us on the, paying for our hosting fees. Plus, as we get onto in this in this episode, Jeff Bezos has got enough money. Why not give someone more deserving a tiny amount of your total basket spend? It's 5% of your basket that they give us for free. No extra for you, but a little bit extra for us.
Yeah, and we live in a capitalist society, so we need money
Help us
to
out.
pay for things. If you don't want to do that, and you just want to support us in a more regular manner, I would suppose. For, I don't know, let's put a random number out there, like $1 a month, something like that.
Something like that.
Maybe
Maybe more.
more. It's up to you. If you notice when you're on abhpod.com, right near that Amazon banner, there's a Patreon banner. You can click through that, go over to Patreon, read all about it on there, but basically you get these episodes without the intro. Without this intro, you get spoiler casts as and when we record them, rather than waiting for them to come out when one of us decides we're not going to be around to record. They come. You can listen to them straight away, or you can get the exclusive after the podcast episodes that only go out to our patrons. And all of that gets delivered. You get a special RSS link, and it gets delivered automatically. All the bonus content, all the main episodes get delivered automatically to your podcasting device. We also occasionally do YouTube videos, which our patrons get a couple of days early or a week early, depending on the time of the year and if we're late in recording.
Or recording them at all.
Yeah.
You can find us on Twitter at ABHPod, on Facebook.com/ABHPod, and gmail.com. ABHPod at gmail.com. It's been a while. We'll get around to that. Those are the ways in which you can contact us. We love to have a bit of back and forth on the internet, so come and have a chat.
Yeah, and like I said, we've also got our YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/ABH Podcast.
Indeed. On this episode, we talk about Brexit,
Robots,
films,
games.
But first, let's have a chat about why we've not been around for a little while.
Enjoy. All right.
Hello.
Stranger.
It's been a while, right?
Yeah. How many times have we done that this year? It's been a while.
It's only because we're doing an episode every 2 weeks.
This is the problem. Now it's fortnightly. If we miss 2 episodes, that's 2 months. Well, it's a month.
A whole month, yeah. I mean, it's literally been... You put the last spoiler cast out. I did a little one on my own, the one before that, and then I bailed on the one before that. I believe.
Was it?
Yeah, that's why I'm saying it's like 2 months since we've sat down together.
Wow.
I think.
I thought,
by my reckoning, it might not be. I feel like we took three entire episodes where it was just one of us.
No, because we did the prorogation one before that.
Oh, did we? Oh, okay.
So, yeah. So there was the spoiler cast.
Yeah.
The mini one I did, but they came on the same week.
The same, yeah.
Then you did your one on your own. Then we did one together before that. And the one before that was the spoiler cast, the Avengers spoiler cast we put out.
Which was the one that I couldn't do. Right, okay.
But yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, because the prorogation one, that's the one where we recorded some stuff for other people.
That's right. Yes. Yeah, good point.
Yeah. But yes, it's been a while.
It has, yeah.
Yeah, it's a bit of, like I said before, poor planning on my part.
Well, and also unforeseen things that have happened in both our lives as well, I think.
That causes stuff to happen.
Yeah.
Which I spoke about mine on the last mini thing I put out. Which I had some nice feedback from Andrew. Sent me a Snapchat that I think was longer than the episode. But, no, it wasn't. It was quite long, but it was nice. It was a nice message he sent out. I didn't reply because that's me. That's one of my downfalls. I forget to message people back.
Oh shit.
But no, it's yeah,
it's been a weird time. The last few weeks.
Yeah.
I've had my own demons to be battling with as well.
Yeah.
So I'm less happy to talk about them than you are on the podcast, frankly.
Yeah, that's the thing.
I would do. You know that I'm very open.
Yeah.
But there are certain things that I'm not comfortable talking about.
It's one of those things. Yeah, I mean, like when I talk about it, it's in general terms. You know, I don't go into details and things like that. But everyone talks about it with whoever they want as much as that. Yes,
exactly. You know. Yeah. We've had a little chat about it today because I feel comfortable talking to you about it.
Yeah, you don't want to put it out into the... But as long as people, like I said, go and talk to a doctor.
Yes.
That's fine.
Definitely.
And like I said, I only did it because Liz told me to, and it made me realise. And then I just went, oh yeah, good point. And then I didn't say, I want to talk to the doctor about this. I said, I need to make an appointment. And they said, okay, come back at this time today.
Yeah.
So fine. And I went back and then sat there and went, well, and it's like, what do you... the thing that put me off making the appointment earlier is, what do you say to the doctor?
Yeah.
You know, it's difficult. It is a difficult subject, but it needs to be done.
It does, and actually just going usually
takes away,
unlocks a certain part of you, and you feel like when you're there, you need to say what it is that has happened or is going through your mind. Like it's just
saying it out loud.
You might feel stupid, but at the end of the day, they're there to actually help you out of it.
Yeah.
And and
they will do, and we don't have to pay for the privilege.
Thankfully.
Still.
Yeah, for the foreseeable future.
Till at least January now. Oh, for fuck's sake.
Well, yeah, it was pushed back again, wasn't it? Who knows what's happening with that? We've got another election coming up. That'll be fun.
Yeah, it's great. Oh, God.
So, hell. We did that whole thing about prorogation a few weeks ago. None of it actually fucking mattered. No. Just like nothing has mattered in the last 3 years.
It's brilliant. Nothing's changed. There's been all this money spent, all these arguments, and nothing has changed.
Yeah. Dear.
Brexit just keeps going. It's the gift that keeps on giving.
Yeah, or sucking the life out of everything. I don't know.
Was it Johnson? No, it wasn't. It was Katie Hopkins, wasn't it? Who said if we don't leave on this date, then I'm gonna quit or something or other.
Yeah.
Or I think Johnson said
she was going to
well.
leave the country.
She was going to leave the country. Yeah. Johnson was going to quit politics, or he was going to eat something. I don't know. And that didn't happen either.
No, because
because they
don't mean
air.
it. Yeah, no one means it.
They just lie through their teeth all the time. Anyway,
I think this is another thing. Like in the last 3 years, I've noticed like things getting progressively worse with my mental health.
Yeah,
and
the country. Is it linked to the country?
Maybe it is.
Yeah.
It's also interesting that we both went and saw The Joker. And then both had major mental health.
Good point. We
haven't
spoken about that, have
we? No, and I think that might be the spoiler cast this week.
Yeah, we definitely need to talk about it
anyway.
In the loose, like let's spoiler free. Like it should be watched.
Yeah, it's an
incredible performance.
Yeah, and alarmingly prescient as well. Like with things that are going on in society at the moment. But I really enjoyed it.
Yes.
And it should be seen, I think.
Yeah, I mean, and when I texted you about it, it's one of those weird, I'm like in two minds about it. I know it's fantastic.
But. It's problematic.
Listen to the spoiler cast.
Yeah, we'll go more in depth on that.
Yeah.
In a bit.
Yeah, but it's... Yes.
It's just
so much has happened.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think what else there is.
I mean, the burning down of half of California and
that happened. And
things like that. Just like the thing is, there's too much to catch up on. I feel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, in more recent times, Liz passed her driving test.
Yes, I saw that.
So she's a driver now.
Yes.
She had her first trip as a designated driver last night. It was great. For me. It was really good.
How's the hangover?
It wasn't actually, to be fair, it was just wine. So
Yeah.
wine and a brandy. That
Ooh.
burns.
Yeah. Brandy's a weird drink. It's one that I tend to have only really around Christmas.
Yeah. I'm not sure. I don't like it, but
No.
I finished it.
The weird thing about it is the more you have of it, the less bad it tastes. It's one of those. We bought a bottle of brandy a few years ago for Christmas, and we both took the first glass and we're like, oh, that's awful. But
Let's have another.
A whole bottle, so we should probably stick it out. The second one tasted slightly less like shit. The third one was palatable.
Yeah, as it's slowly burning away your taste buds. Strangely, it tastes less and less horrible. Yeah. Well, because and obviously traditionally it's served warm, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like so I got it and I was like, this glass is warm. As I'm tipping it up to drink it, I'm like, my nostrils are burning. Like, what is this? But no. So what it is, we go. It's become like a thing now. We go to a restaurant with my father-in-law's ex-colleagues, sort of like in memory of it. They stay in touch with like mother-in-law, which is really nice. And they always had a brandy at the end of their meal. So, last time we went, when I was driving, Liz had the brandy in honour of her dad, and this time I had the brandy in honour of him.
Right.
You know, it's only a tiny drink, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not, But yeah, it's great. Just wine and brandy. And
that would give
no
me a
hangover.
kicking hangover.
Nope.
Wine is like, was it red or white?
White.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, not quite as bad as red.
Yeah, but it's, I made sure I had water there as well, and staying hydrated and stuff. Drinking responsibly.
Yeah.
Lovely night. But yeah, and Liz was driving. It was just one of those things. Like I always knew she was capable of passing her test. It's just the problem is you get those instructors who are really picky. Strangely enough, so she took her test 3 times. The first 2 times she had the same examiner.
Right.
Male.
Yeah.
The third time, female examiner, passed easily. Like 5 minors. Like, that's somebody who is capable of driving.
Yeah.
Like,
basically.
People generally get more than that. So it's just.
Because I think I passed on my second go round, and my brother passed on his second go round.
Yeah.
And we were both failed for things that seemed really trivial.
Yes.
The first time round, like my brother was failed for not slowing down for a zebra crossing, despite the fact there were no pedestrians on either side of the road. There were no pedestrians on the road, on the pavements,
waiting to cross
either side. Yeah. Apparently, you should slow down to show awareness that you've noticed that there is a zebra crossing. Yeah. Though there were no pedestrians on the street at the time.
That's really trivial.
Yeah.
That's not a fail in my
My
eyes.
one was, I think I'd got 1 minor.
Yeah.
And on the way back to the test station, in Maidstone, it goes up that road with the double parked cars.
Yes.
Either side. A bus was coming the other way, and there was a gap in the double parked cars, so I swung the car into there, waited for the bus to come past, swung back out and up, and he was like, do you know why I failed you? And I said, no, because that was pretty much flawless.
Yeah.
Because, I was 20 years old and an arsehole.
But you've got 1 minor, so...
Yeah, no, I was 19, actually.
That's pretty much flawless.
But yeah, I was like, well, 1 minor and you've given me 1 major. Like, where the hell was that? I don't even know, And he was like, when you pulled in to let the bus pass, you didn't... There was a Royal Mail van behind you and you swung in and braked too abruptly. And I was like... There was a big red Royal Mail van in all 3 of my mirrors. He was far too close, and he could see the bus coming as well because he's in a higher seated position than me. He can see the gap that I'm going into. He knows.
Yeah.
Like, what else am I supposed to do? I indicated to go in there. You can't, like...
Yeah, he should have anticipated that you were going to do that.
It was obvious. There was nowhere else to go.
But this is it. Liz's first failure was... because she did a lane change that caused someone behind her to brake. Because obviously what they tell you is you should drive so as to not impede
influence any traffic,
other drivers on the road. So she did a lane change, caused somebody else to brake. Not like a sharp brake, he just had to slow down to let her in.
Yeah.
That was a fail, apparently.
Right.
The second one was she did a parallel park, and the examiner said, do you think you can pull out of this space? And she said, yeah, I think so. And as she's pulling out, he slammed the brakes and said, no, you're going to hit that car in front. Despite the fact Liz has been learning in that car, knows the size of the car, knows its turning circle, knows she can pull out of that space.
Yeah.
So he said, no, you don't have enough space. And because he had to intervene, well, he felt he had to intervene with her driving, that's a fail.
Yeah, that's a shit one.
Yeah.
Because obviously, she knows. You and I both live on roads, or have lived on roads, where being able to parallel park in a space just big enough for your car to fit into is a skill that you develop because you have to.
Yeah, and occasionally you have to use the French parking method.
Yeah.
Which is back up until you feel the other car behind you.
Hit the other car,
you just nudge it.
Yeah.
You're going slowly not to damage it.
There's no denting, but you know that you can't go any further back because you can't move.
Yeah, basically French parking. That's what my dad calls it. I'm not going to damage their car. I might touch it.
Yeah.
With my car.
I've done that tons out here.
You have to sometimes.
Yeah.
Otherwise you get a parking ticket.
Yeah.
We did it last night, and when we pulled up to the restaurant, we needed to find a space, and it was like, can I get in that space? I was like, yeah, you should be able to get in there. And it was just big enough.
Yeah.
And I instructed her. I was like, okay, yeah. It was like, and I full lock to the left and go forwards, and I full lock to the right and go backwards, and I full lock sort of like just full lock, just shunting backwards and forwards until
go
you get in.
Forward 6 inches.
Go backwards 3. It was. But the annoying thing is the car that was in front of the one we were parking behind. The car in front. We were parking behind it. They just pulled up because I saw the guy get out of the car and lock it as he was walking away.
Right.
But he had like 6 foot of space in front of him.
Well, it's like my road out here, isn't it?
He parked in the middle of a space. I get it. Sometimes you'll get up and you'll go, they're in the middle of space. Oh, but to be fair, they might not have been when they parked.
Yeah.
This guy I saw get out of his car and walk off.
Yeah.
He parked it in the middle of a space.
That much. Yeah.
That
so inconsiderate.
Pisses me off.
No, I know. Yeah.
But he needs to get
here.
his micro out of that space.
Yeah.
He needs plenty of room to get his micro out. He could have parked his car in that space 3 times.
Yeah. It's so annoying. Yeah.
But hey, oh well.
I've managed to get myself a new car.
Yeah.
Or I will have in December.
Oh, okay.
It's actually being built.
Has it time again?
Yeah, 3 years it's been.
Jesus.
Yeah,
since
I know.
you got the Polo.
Yeah.
Because I remember that conversation where you went to the Ford garage and they didn't want to help you. So
exactly.
Well, fuck you then.
Fuck you then. I'll go to the more expensive, but the place that wanted to help me out.
Yeah.
Yes,
you're getting new. It's being built.
Yeah, like literally, I went in. I took a week off after coming back from Coventry because I've had like the awards ceremony on a Friday, and then on the Tuesday after that until the Thursday was the big show, and then So I was, as soon as I got back, I was like, I'm having next week off.
Yeah.
Like, I've got the days.
Yes, I need. And that's where we were trying to sort out a recording. And we couldn't.
It was just one of those things. It's just, all that kind of not being very organised between the pair of us.
That was trying to meet up outside of the podcast.
Yeah, we weren't even going to
it?
record. We
were
just going to spend the day together.
Yeah, and that didn't happen because we ended up having builders because we were having shitloads of work done to our house.
Yeah. It happens. It happens.
And I had to be there apparently.
Yeah. But I just went up there on the spur of the moment and was like, right, what have you got? Because they sent me a letter saying, oh, it's nearly time, all that kind of stuff.
So is it BW?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I went in there and the guy was like, oh, I'm pretty sure, the price of vehicles is going up and, it might be that a lot of people are taking 4-year leases rather than 3 now. So if we can't work anything out, we might be able to work you out an extra year extension on this one. And I was like, that's fine. I like that car. It's, it's fine. But he'd really set my expectations like down on the ground. He was like, you're probably not going to get the same level of payment that you're in. And I was just like, that's weird because every time like Jo goes in to get her car refinanced, it's like they always manage to knock it down a bit. So why the hell are you telling me that I'm not going to be able to? Yeah, that makes no sense. And so we're sat in there and he's crunching the numbers with the finance person. And he comes back over and he's like, right, well, we've managed to get you the same car with all the same features, bearing in mind that they don't do stuff like parking sensors as standard anymore. They don't do any of the major features as standard anymore.
No.
He was like, you got a really good deal last time, and I don't think I'm going to be able to beat this.
Yeah.
But he came back over and was like, right, I've got, this, that, and the other, like virtually everything except the cruise control.
Yeah.
And I was like, that's fine. Don't really need it. No,
it's definitely it's just a
it's
luxury.
nice to have.
Lovely.
Yeah. When you're in those like 50 mile an hour zones, variable speed limits and stuff. But he was like, there's one on the production line that isn't sold yet. It's being made right now. It's in pearlescent black. Do you want it? It's got all the same features that you've got, and it worked out to be about 50 quid a month cheaper.
Do you want it?
Yes.
Do I want the same car for less money?
Yeah.
And brand new?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have it, yeah.
And then he was like, all right, I'll go and put it through. And I was like, hold on, wait, is that 15,000 miles a year? He was like, no, it's 10. I was like, can you put it for 15,000 miles a year?
Yeah.
Because I definitely need that.
Yeah,
We've just had this conversation
yeah.
where I need 15,000 and you're telling me it's the same.
Yeah.
And it's not.
Yeah.
But it still works out at like 40 quid cheaper a month, like 35, 40 quid cheaper a month. He was like, you could put £500 deposit down and reduce the payments even more. And I was like, but I don't want to do that because why? It's already cheaper.
Yeah.
And 500 quid over 4 years. Like, I know that over those 4 years, it's going to be more than that 500 quid that I will save, but I just can't be asked. Like, I'd rather not. Because then next time I come in 4 years' time, you'll be like, oh, put 500 quid down, and it will be the same thing. I'll be paying that.
Yeah.
I don't know.
No.
But
why would I bother if I don't have to?
Yeah, precisely.
And just keep that 500 quid. Cheers.
Yeah. So that's nice.
Yeah, and you're saving way over 500 quid.
Yeah.
Over the 4 years anyway.
Over the 4 years anyway. Yeah, exactly. So it's really negligible.
Yeah.
Anyway.
New car. That must be nice.
So then the new it'll be bigger. They're bigger. These Polos. They're like the size of Golfs were. Yeah. And the Golf is now bigger than it was. Like all the gigantification of cars continues. So I'll have to relearn how big the car is because it's going to be wider and longer.
It's what's really tempting me at the minute is Ford have got a scrappage scheme going on, but obviously you have to buy a brand new car for that.
Yeah.
So I know my car's not worth. I think it's 2,000 you get off of a brand new Ford.
Right.
If you trade in a suitable car, which mine will be because it's over 10 years old now, and it's a diesel, so it's going to be, and it's like between £2,000 and £5,000.
Right.
I'm not going to get $2,000 for my car if I sell it.
Well, this is what happened with me when I got rid of my Focus. It was like they gave me something ridiculous that there was no way I'd be able to make that privately. Yeah. Like I think it was about £1,200.
Yeah. So it's whether I could afford the repayments on a new car. Is the problem. Yeah. It's like, I really want a new car.
I've just got used to paying it. I put, as soon as I get paid, I put like however much it is aside.
Yeah.
Wait for it to come out and just plonk it back into the account. I don't even think about that as part of my wage anymore.
Yeah. You just get paid that much less a month.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is. It's, but I don't think I've got that much disposable
leeway.
Until we pay off one of our, credit card, which probably doesn't have long on it now, but I need to order a new car before December.
Yeah.
To qualify for it. So it's like, what I'm going to do right on top of Christmas is buy a brand new car. And the thing is, I've just realised, working in the car industry like I did, I've now realised why they do these deals just before Christmas is because working in the factory, the numbers always went down at Christmas because less cars get sold at Christmas.
Right,
they put in these offers to bump their numbers up.
It's the same as anything.
Business.
Like I went to get my hair cut yesterday and the barber was like, there's been no one in.
Yeah.
And I was like, do you get that this time of year? He was like, yeah, people just extend it that little bit more, get their hair cut closer to the Christmas party,
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's an extra 13 quid that they don't need to spend that month or whatever,
Yeah.
Finances.
Yay! Finances and Brexit.
Yeah.
Welcome to the Old Man Podcast.
I'll start talking about gardening later.
I go, again? We've done that before.
Yeah, I know.
Look at that rare wood pigeon you're growing. Oh, God. Fuck's sake. So we did. Let's hear from someone more interesting.
Yeah.
Mr. Polanco
Yeah.
emailed us. Robbie
Yeah.
Polanco.
He's been on a bit of a binge again.
Yeah, he does. I think he's told us before when he's deployed somewhere, he tends to listen to a lot more podcasts, doesn't he? So
We hadn't heard from him since he was in South America somewhere, wasn't he?
yeah, that was the
last
last time we heard,
Yeah.
and he listened to 3 or 4
Yeah.
in one go because he'd been tweeting us as well.
Yeah.
But yeah, he said, "Dear ABH, I love that he always starts. It's so formal. I was lucky enough to watch Alita Battle Angel because that's the spoiler cast I put out the other week.
Yeah.
Back in August. I recorded the trailers but never made it to the theatre back when it was released. As I watched the movie, I was super impressed with the CG, the story, and the action scenes. When Alita almost got destroyed in the sewer fight, spoiler, I never expected her to pull off those last moves. That was ridiculous, wasn't it? But it's so good. So good. The fight alone made me want to own the film and also seek the anime movie, which I saw on YouTube. Alita is hands down one of my top films based on a manga anime. I'm all for the sequel. Yeah, all in for the sequel. It is. And then he did message about my small one I put out about mental health, but I won't read it out because he's not said whether he'd be okay for me to. But needless to say, as with everyone, he's had a certain amount of... He's had some experience with mental health issues before. But as I'm sure everyone has, this is the thing, talking about it, you realise, everyone has it.
Yeah.
At some point in their life.
That's it.
To one degree. But again, it's one of these weird things that I've had to learn, talking about mental health, is when I say, I'm struggling, but some people have it worse. It's like, just because people have it worse does not negate your problem.
That's exactly the conversation I had with the doctor.
Yeah. Just because other people have it worse than you doesn't mean your problem. Just because you work more hours doesn't mean that person can't be tired as well. It's one of those. It's really difficult as people to realise that. And
because
be okay
you live
with
inside your own head, and it's truly difficult to kind of understand.
Exactly, it's very difficult.
But I listened back to that Alita.
Yes,
because I'd completely...
Don't tell me we got it completely wrong.
No. It's not like the Endgame one.
Completely missed the point.
But I'd kind of forgot, because we forgot we even had it in the bank. Really.
Yeah.
Like it was
because
lucky
it got
we
to a
had
point
it
and
in
we
the
were
bank.
like, it's a bit late to put it out now.
Yeah,
but
I think
actually,
the release schedule for it was kind of like it came out around about the same time that there was a reason I'm sure we didn't put it out. And
I think it was super quick.
Yeah.
I think when it was released at cinema to when it came out on DVD or Blu-ray, it was super quick. We were recording, so we had no reason to put it out on the main episode. So
yeah, because usually we do try and coordinate them with the DVD/Blu-ray release, isn't it?
Yeah.
So but no, it was quite, because again, like, I completely forgot to buy it.
Oh really?
Yeah, I didn't even do that. So it's something that I'm thinking about buying.
Yeah. Well, I watch it in bits and pieces quite regularly because there's a guy at work, one of our patients, who's got it, and I convinced them to go and see it at the cinema. They were they were going to see that or what was the Glass? Was it Glass?
Oh, right.
Came out at the same time.
Yeah.
I said, if you haven't seen Unbreakable and what was the other one?
Split.
I said then.
Yeah. See, I still haven't seen Split, and I think I could probably have,
Yeah, and I'm saying you
helped.
probably don't want to see it, and I've not heard great things about it. So I said, but Alita looks fantastic. I really want to see it. We should go and see it. And I never got to go and see it with them.
Right.
They went see it and they came back and it's all right. And then he pre-ordered the Blu-ray and he absolutely loves it now. Yeah, and he watches it a lot.
Yeah.
So I see it quite often. Yeah, it's great looking film.
Yeah.
Great, it's just fantastic. You forget that she's not a real person.
Yeah,
in it.
It's true, because I think what we were saying at the time, there's a little bit of that uncanny valley, but I think it's more the fact that you're staring directly at her face a lot of the time, because she's so different looking from what you've seen before. But you kind of, your brain instantly kind of, after a couple of minutes, kind of tunes out the fact that it's an effect.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't really look like an effect.
No, it's just incredible. Yeah.
But yeah, that fight in the sewer is one of the big kind of highlights, isn't it?
Yeah.
With the arm in the eye.
It's so good. It is so good. Yeah, I'm really looking forward to the sequel as well.
Yeah.
Really looking forward to it.
And hopefully there will be one. I mean,
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything.
And it's different. I think I mentioned it on the episode anyway.
Yeah.
That like the manga, the actual second manga, it's just rollable, which they're not going to do for the film. Like,
No.
that doesn't make sense. But after that, it's just so good. I think Have I got the 3? I think I've got 3. 3 of them so far. But yeah, it's just so good, so good. And I'm just looking forward to it. It's one of my favourite films of the year, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, as we kind of alluded to, we've both seen Joker as well
Yeah.
in the time that passed. I can't remember whether I mentioned I went to see Ad Astra as well. I think we might have talked about it. Brad Pitt in space.
Yeah, I think you did
Yeah.
mention it, but
Terminator Dark Fate I went to see as well.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, I did see it in the end. It's the best Terminator sequel since Terminator 2, but
Really?
then that's not really saying much, is
no,
it?
it's not.
I quite liked Salvation, though,
Which
was the Christian Bale
yes,
one.
yeah,
I think it was the fourth one, because then you
Okay.
had Gen Wysis as well, didn't you?
Gem Weiss. Yeah. Yes, yeah, and I
Or
have.
was it Genesis?
No.
It had a Y in there
Yeah,
somewhere.
yeah.
that
I think
had
it was. I think you were right the first time in Gem Weiss.
Yeah,
Yeah, I've seen Genesis.
which had Matt Smith in it, didn't it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, again, the same guy who watches lots of films. He likes
Yeah.
Hollywood.
I mean, it's the same
blockbusters.
thing as like, if there's ever an Alien movie, I'll go and see it, regardless of what other people say about it.
Is it the Christian Bale one where they got the machine that harvests people?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like they're picking people up and putting them in
Giant
like cattle.
thing. Yeah, that's that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they do the whole Guns N' Roses song on the motorbikes,
Yeah.
which kind of echoes the first one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's
Like-
it's the only way it's like.
Yeah. Yeah.
The only similarities. It's the only, yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure I've ever seen 3 Rise of the Machines with the
The female.
female Terminator. I think I might have seen it once when it came out on home video.
It's not good.
No.
Not good.
No. This one, Dark Fate, probably is only good because you've got Linda Hamilton coming back and like her character's pretty cool. Like the actual Terminator itself is a hybrid
Okay.
between the liquid Terminator and a regular Terminator. Like it has.
That's Terminator 3. She's that as well.
Oh, is she?
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Where in this one he can split. The skeleton can come out of him
Oh,
and act autonomously.
separate to the liquid metal.
Yeah.
Oh, okay, that's different.
And then you're thinking, like, well, what the fuck is the point in that, though?
yeah. That's
Why does he
cool.
need the skeleton to
What?
Because the liquid Terminator in T2 didn't need a skeleton,
No.
and he could still reshape himself.
And Arnie doesn't need a liquid
No.
layer.
Yeah, I suppose it's just so that you can have that kind of pincer movement thing
Yeah.
going on, maybe. But
I think in the Matt Smith one, I think
was
that's
it-
where they're printing new Terminators. I think,
Yeah,
in that
yeah,
one,
it was. Yes, it was 3D printing, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it was
kind of. Yeah,
because 3D printing was in the zeitgeist at the time.
yeah.
And so, yeah, they're going to 3D print all the Terminators. It's like, well, yeah, by 2030, whatever it is, it's probably something else.
Has John Connor ever been played by the same actor
No,
in any film?
no. I don't think so.
Yeah, because I'm trying to think. Like the guy who plays him in the Claire Danes film looks nothing like. Like it's just completely different. I think in Gen Wysis,
It was that bloke from...
maybe in Genesis and Salvation, it might be. No, Salvation.
no, because
there is-
Christian Bale was John
Yeah,
Connor
yeah,
in that.
yeah,
And then
yeah.
in Gen Wysis, it was the bloke from... he's a really odd-looking bloke.
Yeah, I can see him in my head.
I can't remember his name.
Yeah.
But he was in that thing with Shia LaBeouf and Tom Hardy about prohibition gangsters.
Come on, Terminator. Oh no, it wasn't. It was Genesis.
Genesis,
Oh.
okay.
What's his name? Jason Clarke.
That's it, yeah.
Yeah, he's
been in a bunch
Zero
of stuff.
Dark 30, Mudbound, Everest. Definitely great. Pet Sematary.
Oh yeah,
one.
he's in the new Pet Sematary. He's the dad in that, I think.
Yeah, a film called Serenity that's not
That's
Firefly
not that
Serenity.
one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been quite a lot.
Yeah.
Actually.
Yeah, he's pretty good. He's a good actor.
Oh yeah. Definitely.
But I can never remember his name. He's just that guy who looks a bit weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, no, John Connor has never been played by the same actor.
Just realised.
Yeah. But then they can get around that because it's timey-wimey, you know.
Yeah, but to look completely different.
Yeah, I know.
Have you seen the guy who plays him in Terminator 3?
I don't think so. Don't
come
think
on.
so. Well, obviously I have once because I must have watched it once. But I mean, when was it released? Like late
that guy,
90s, early
like-
2000s? Oh, right. Okay. Yeah. Kind of nondescript.
Nick Stahl. Yeah.
I know him from things as well, but I can't think of them right now.
No, it's
I also watched the original It miniseries for the first time ever.
Yeah? What did you think of it?
It's good.
It is really good,
Yeah,
isn't it?
I enjoyed it.
It's really good.
Yeah. Yeah, not scary at all.
No. Not if you're scared of clowns, it's terrifying.
Yeah, sure. I'm not.
Because Tim Curry's a scary clown.
Yeah, yeah.
But-
I think I expected it to be scarier than it was.
Yeah.
But then I find that with like when I was on Rated H doing Hellraiser, I
Yeah.
was like, nah, I need to watch this in full daylight
Yeah.
and all that kind of thing. And I was like, it's not that bad.
Probably could have watched it at night.
Yeah, maybe I'd have got more out of it. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
you know. But I think that's the thing with these kind of rubbery 80s and 70s kind of horror films. Like, I don't know whether the special effects always stand up. Sometimes they do. Like The Thing, I think, is still brilliant.
Still never seen it, but
But it is that kind of rubbery, puppety kind of.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, the only bit where it fell down was the kind of stop motion spidery bit at the
Yeah.
end.
yeah.
But I do want to see the new ones as well.
Yeah. I've
Which
still not seen Chapter 2.
No.
No, I really do want to see it though.
Hmm.
But I thought the Tim Curry one, they handled the time jump stuff really well.
Yes.
Like from children and adults.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
really
Whereas Chapter 1 and 2 is like it's all set in the in the kids.
good. Yeah,
bit.
Chapter 1 it's all the children. I think
And
Chapter
Chapter
2
2
is
is the-
probably going to be all adult. I
Yeah.
would assume there might be. I don't think the kids are in it at all.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't
not
know.
sure. But I mean, the casting they've done
Yeah.
from the children to the adults is absolutely genius.
Yeah.
And this is what I mean, like when you get the Terminator stuff, like the John Connors, there's no resemblance.
No.
I mean, to go from that Nick Stahl guy to Christian Bale,
Yeah. Totally different looking people.
completely different.
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird.
But it's yeah. I mean, the
But I think Dark Fate is worth seeing. I
It is,
enjoyed
yeah.
it while it was on.
Oh, good.
And like I say, it's probably the best one
since 2.
since 2.
Who was it who commented and said 2's the only good one?
Was that Ian Martin? No.
Somebody said like number 2's the only good one. It's like,
Yeah.
no,
it's
number
not,
one's
no,
good.
One is good.
Yeah.
Yeah, 1 laid the ground rules.
Yeah, I mean, I prefer 2 because that's the first one I saw.
I can't remember which one I saw. I know my dad showed me both the Terminators and RoboCop at an age that I really shouldn't have been watching them.
Oh, I definitely shouldn't have watched RoboCop when I did.
That was terrifying. Like, so much blood, so much gore. Like, but the thing that really scared me the most was the guy who'd fallen into the vat of chemicals at the end, like the nuclear waste, and he was all dripping
Yeah.
and stuff.
Grim.
Really, really. And then they run him over and he just explodes.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can't remember which one I watched first, but I know that I was really, really afraid of 2
Yeah.
because that guy could shapeshift into anyone.
Oh, and,
And, like the spikes into the eye.
Through people, like,
Yeah.
out the front of somebody's head.
Yeah, I'd never
Through
seen.
the mouth, came out through. Did it
Yeah,
come out
it
through
was
the mouth
one of
in
the times
phone?
when he was on the phone and he'd
Yeah.
put his whole arm
Yeah,
through
yeah.
through that guy's mouth.
Yeah.
And then it was in the mental hospital where he's tracking down Sarah Connor. He puts his finger through the guy's eye.
The security guard,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Yeah.
Still makes me kind of cringe now.
So good. And
Yeah.
he was such a good actor, like
Yeah.
such a good choice for him.
Yeah.
I mean, the guy in the new one, Is it an Asian guy? Is
He's Mexican. Yeah.
Is he Mexican?
Yeah.
Oh God, ignorance. Yeah, looks quite terrifying.
Yeah.
And actually, it's in the trailer. You see that he's got the metal exoskeleton, don't you?
Yeah, because he's like shooting his face. And it's like, yeah.
Cool.
It's worth going to watch just because it's good fun, but it is a bit kind of because it's by your man who did Tim Miller, who did the first Deadpool movie.
Yeah.
It's like directed by him, so it's got a bit of that. Like, some people are saying that it's a bit unnecessary to have comedy in there, but I don't know. You can these aren't super serious films.
There's always been a bit of comedy. Like in Terminator 2, John Connor like trying to teach him how to use slang.
Fuck.
And he's trying to teach him how to use slang as well. Yeah.
Oh no, that was Aliens.
What's that for?
That was 4, wasn't it? Yeah, sorry, wrong one. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. But I don't know whether there was any humour in the first one. I think that might have been a straight kind of like thriller.
That was definitely like in the same vein as yeah, because Alien was a horror. Aliens was more of a thriller, wasn't it?
Yeah, kind of more of a war movie, and it had more kind of there were more.
Yeah, so in the same vein,
memorable-
like Terminator 1 was, or Terminator, Terminator was more thriller, whereas number 2 was more action, sci-fi.
Yeah. And then there's that whole thing of like Arnie is actually the good guy.
Yeah.
And they flipped that role, and that's where the kind of the intrigue comes from, and like you say, he's trying to teach him to fit in. But actually, the funny thing about Dark Fate is it's that Terminator. Is it that Terminator? No, it's not that Terminator because he gets melted. There's another Terminator who's been living for all that time, and he's basically learnt to fit in.
Oh, really?
Yeah. He's a curtain salesman.
Moving on. But no, there is in which Terminator is it? It's not the Claire Danes one. So it's not Terminator 3. It's not Genesis. It must be. Or is it Genesis? No, I think it is Genesis, where you've got old man Arnie. You've got the old Terminator. He's aged, and he's been living. He's been waiting for them.
That's Genesis.
Oh, is that Genesis, where he's been waiting?
The only bit in
yes, it is Genesis.
In Salvation where you see Arnie, it's completely computer generated, and he's a bit wobbly, and he looks like the original Arnie.
Yeah,
it was kind of bad CG, but then they get rid of all his flesh at one point, and he just becomes a skeleton.
Yeah, okay,
yeah. In Genesis, it's old man Arnie.
Yeah,
because isn't it Emilia Clarke? Isn't she?
Yes.
In
yeah. Yes, it is. It is Emilia Clarke. Yeah. Oh, yeah, and he's been looking after her.
That's right.
That's it.
Yeah.
And he's been hiding out in a bunker. And
yeah.
And it's where you find out about John Connor.
Yeah.
Twists and turns. Yeah. So as I would say, moving on. Did you see all that bit about T.I.?
Yeah, I did. What the fuck's that about? Like, what a complete prick that guy is.
Know
right?
your meme. It's T.I. checking his daughter's hymen. Controversy refers to statements made by an American rapper T.I. regarding his daughter's virginity on The Ladies Like Us. Is that a podcast?
I honestly don't know.
It doesn't say. In November, T.I. revealed that he accompanies his daughter to the gynecologist each year to see if her hymen is still intact. What? I'm guessing he doesn't check it. He just asks the question.
Yeah, you'd hope he's not in there while they're doing the exam.
Yeah. But did you see what came off of this on Twitter?
I've seen a lot of people be absolutely appalled by it.
Okay, so there's a thing. I spotted it on Twitter. I was like, what's this? The first thing I saw is, oh, that's a Horcrux. A hymen is a person who puts you into a trance and makes you do weird shit. And I'm like, what? But that's a reply to someone saying, that's a highway. A hymen is what you split your soul into if you don't want Harry Potter to kill you. So there's a lot of people.
Right.
But yeah, so she put the one about the Horcrux and the person who puts you into a trance. Yeah, that's a hypnotist. A hymen is a vehicle that runs on batteries sometimes and gasoline on other times. Which is quite clearly a hybrid. So I replied to that one. That's a hybrid. A hymen is used to connect two words that have combined meaning or span a single word across two lines. Someone said, no, that's a hyphen. A hymen is a thing on top of an angel. It's just so... It's brilliant. I love it.
I like things like that. There was a visual version of that I saw, and I think I shared, but I can't quite remember
What,
where.
on our or your Facebook?
I think it was on. Was it on ours? It was basically, it was a video. There's like, it's the beginning few bars of Candy Shop by 50 Cent.
I've seen it.
And it's a bloke with like quite
with a quiffy hair,
with a quiffy hairdo, kind of miming the words to the thing, and then like it then pans out, and it's a bloke with a broom on his head. Doing the same thing because the broom looks a bit like this kid's hair.
But then he's holding something.
Then it zooms out.
And someone's got a broom handle.
Someone's got the broom handle through
But then they've
thing.
got something on top of theirs. Yeah.
And it gets to like there's an inflatable mattress on someone's head.
And then there's a person on somebody's head. So the next one is somebody holding someone's legs. And he's got a chair on his head. Like the four legs of a chair. Yeah. Yeah, it's brilliant.
I think I can't remember whether I've posted it on ours or whether it's on mine. It's somewhere on.
I've definitely seen it. I've seen it posted somewhere. But no, I was reminded of, and I think it was History of Misunderstanding, where they used to talk about actors, and they go, "Oh no, you're thinking of this person."
Right? Yeah.
Was it them who did it?
I think so.
Yeah, I'm sure it's because Smokey sent us like screenshots like he went through in text chat.
Yes, that's
like they're like this whole, and he posted it on their website.
Yeah.
There's like this whole text thing going through. He goes,
right.
"No, you're thinking of this person. This one was in this film. No, that's so and so." And it's just really funny.
Yeah.
It really tickled me. It's like there's just this. Yeah, it's misunderstandings. People getting it wrong.
Yeah, those are the things that I quite enjoy about the internet. Is those kind of harmless.
And you can't see where it's
silly things.
You can't see where it starts when you click on the the retweet, the quoted tweets. It's like they're answering another one, so you just got to keep clicking and clicking and clicking. So someone those are the Caymans. A hymen is what life is. Something one wishes to drive on all night long. No, that's a highway. A hymen is what you. No, that's a hike. A hymen is 3 islands in the Caribbean. That's a fireman. A hymen is a long walk, usually undertaken by a group of people on a trail. Like it just goes and goes and goes. Like it's brilliant.
It's quite funny.
That's a hostel. Hymen is the protector of the Bifrost, played by Idris Elba in the Thor movies. Oh God, it's funny. Anyway, I enjoyed that.
Yes,
much.
Definitely. Just looking at like. Fred as well, our friend Fred has been sending us news stories. What I will say is 2 of them are from satire sites.
Oh really?
Yep.
Oh no. You've been fact checking.
Yeah, I've just done a little fact check now. World News Daily Report where facts don't matter. I was like, went right.
But
down.
is it funny?
I mean, yeah. Florida man falls victim to leprosy after sex with armadillo. 22-year-old man has contracted leprosy after family members admittedly reported to officials that the young man had frequent sexual relations with the family's domesticated armadillo.
I mean, they're supposed to be smooth on the inside. Though,
Indeed, crunchy on the outside, though. Ooh.
Armadillos.
At first glance, we tried to treat the affliction as an STD, but we soon realised our treatments were unsuccessful and the disease kept spreading more intensely until family members decided to tell us about the family animal. The family was afraid of legal consequences for the boy, but I'm glad they told us the entire story so that we can now treat him properly and prevent further spread of the disease. The other one that he sent through was a Florida fisherman lost at sea for 14 days, claims he was sexually assaulted by mermaids.
I've got a funny feeling Fred knows that.
Yeah,
that's
I
not
think
true,
it's true.
There's a robin in your garden. Sorry, we're talking about wildlife in his garden. The Old Man Podcast is back. I don't see them very often.
Twitching corner.
Yeah, twitching corner.
Yeah, we've got 1 or 2 that come into the garden here. They're quite tame.
Yeah.
Yeah, they come across while you're digging around. Yeah, it's good.
Spring watch.
However, he did send us through one that he has actually fact checked himself, and he said to us, didn't he? He was like, "I've checked this one; it's true."
Okay.
And it's on a website called Pulpit and Pen. So it's a religious.
Yeah, I was going to say
website.
pulpit means it's religious.
Mormon Church publishes images of Obi-Wan Kenobi, thinks it's Jesus.
Yes.
And it's like the publicity shot of Ewan McGregor.
Yeah.
As Obi-Wan. A Mormon church in Minnesota made local news after accidentally publishing a photo of Ewan McGregor portraying the Star Wars character Obi-Wan Kenobi. This is what happens when the second commandment isn't obeyed. You know, like, don't craft images of God. It's going to go poorly. Below is their bulletin notice, and sure enough, like, there's a whole bunch of pictures of Jesus, and right at the bottom in the middle is the Obi-Wan Kenobi image.
Brilliant. Well, so after we went out last night, we went to pick up Chloe from my mum's house. And my mum is religious to an extent. I mean, anyway. But she has a print of the Shroud of Turin face.
Right.
Liz was like, what is that? Because it looks quite creepy. Like, mum was, that's Jesus. And I'm like, are you sure that's not Obi-Wan Kenobi? Because I'd seen that. Which they all found quite funny.
Yeah.
No, it was a Shroud of Turin print
thing.
Very strange. You got pictures of like me, my brother, my sister, like all the grandchildren and her parents and Jesus. Family tree. Anyway. It's just, I don't know. Like, fair enough. I saw another story posted, and this is less funny.
Right.
A restaurant owner gets bullshit sentence for enslaving intellectually disabled black man.
Okay.
A South Carolina restaurateur was sentenced to prison after admitting he used violence, threats and intimidation to force a black man to work more than 100 hours a week with no pay in a stunning case of throwback slavery.
Okay.
So this guy, Bobby Paul Edwards, after enslaving a guy for 23 years, so he lived in a shack out the back of the site of this restaurant.
Yeah.
And he was just forced to cook and clean and just work for nothing for 23 years. The guy got sentenced to 10 years.
Wow. How is that at all possible?
Yeah. So he got 10 years. So federal and his family, the restaurant owner's family, knew about this.
Right.
And so they're implicit.
Yeah.
But they didn't get any fines or they didn't get sent down. Apparently, quite a few customers had heard him being abused and screaming for help and not done anything.
Right.
It's just, yeah.
It's
disgusting.
Horrific.
And they got quotes from the guy. So it's a federal lawsuit filed on Smith's behalf. So this is the guy who was enslaved. Claims that Smith worked 18 hours a day, 6 days a week. On Sundays, he only had to work 11 hours. During the entire 23 years of enslavement, Smith claims he never had a work break or a day off. Forced to live in a cockroach-infested apartment behind the business, Smith alleges that Edwards' family never tried to intervene. Wow. They knew, Smith said. All of them knew. They knew what he was doing. That's like this guy.
That's horrific.
Yeah, I wanted to get out of there a long time ago, but I didn't have nobody I could go to. It reads like Lenny.
Yeah.
Like the language.
When you're...
he's intellectually challenged, so I couldn't go anywhere. I couldn't see none of my family, so that was that. That's the main basic thing I wanted to see was my mum to come see me. Like,
fucking hell.
Horrific. Absolutely horrific.
And this guy got 10 years.
So the woman who actually informed the police said once while eating at the restaurant she noticed signs of abuse. He came out of the kitchen and put some food down on the bar. He leaned one way over, and when he did, I could see a scar on his neck. So she spotted it, and that's when she then went to social services and whoever. He was also ordered to pay this is the restaurant owner, was also ordered to pay $272,952 in restitution.
That's not a lot.
Which somebody worked out as less than $2 an hour.
Yeah.
For over 23 years, over 100 hours a week.
Yeah. That's insane.
and it's not going to last. He can't retire. He can't.
No.
On that.
I mean, someone's been held prisoner for nearly quarter of a century.
Oh, it's $2.60 an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah. However, the judge, the next day, an ever vigilant protector of the people, prosecuted a 28-year-old.
I detect sarcasm.
So he was stopped because his window tint was too dark.
Yeah.
And the cops noticed an odour of marijuana.
Mm-hmm.
And they found a small amount of illegal drugs, prescription pills, and a firearm in the car.
Mm.
He was sentenced to 12 years in prison and 3 years of suspended probation.
I mean, just the legal system in that country is completely fucked, isn't it?
12 years in prison.
Yeah.
For possession of drugs.
But it's the war against drugs.
A small amount of drugs. 10 years for enslaving a man for 23 years.
It's insane, isn't it? Absolutely nuts.
There's something wrong.
Yeah.
When that's...
Yeah.
It's the same judge as well. This is the thing. Right. That's the same judge.
Yeah. So
handed
you can
out
see
both
where
of these sentences.
And
I'm gonna hazard a guess.
Yeah. White man.
That this 28-year-old that was prosecuted wasn't white.
Probably.
His name's Aaron Jordan. So that, I'm gonna assume this guy wasn't
go
white.
Yeah.
Whereas this guy that was enslaved was black.
Yeah, by a white man. Yeah. Yeah.
Just saying.
I know that laws are set on precedents and things like that. But
modern slavery.
Yeah,
it's not even modern slavery. That's not modern slavery at all. That's just slavery. That's just.
But the thing is, as well, like that kid who's been put in prison for longer.
No previous offences.
Yeah, exactly.
Like no previous violence offences.
Yeah, and it was probably a small amount of illegal.
Yeah, small amount of pills and marijuana.
So like personal consumption.
Yep.
Not intent to supply. Like, it makes no fucking sense. That should be a slap on the wrist, maybe bail.
Yeah.
You got to pay bond or something.
Yeah. Not
That's
12 years.
Absolutely insane, isn't it? Especially in a country where marijuana, I know that it wasn't marijuana he was found with.
It was an odour of marijuana. Yeah, and there was a small amount of marijuana found. I don't know the law in South Carolina.
No, I'm sure that isn't one of the states where it's legal.
No.
I've got a pretty good idea. Yeah. It's probably one of the ones where it's still illegal. Yeah. But the fact that, I don't know.
I know.
I've watched so many TV shows and documentaries and stuff about where like Trevor McDonald goes out and meets people on death row and things like that, and these people are in there for like the death row ones, slightly not, but other ones where it's just people being taken off the street for possession are being put in prison for years for something that really hasn't harmed anyone.
Yeah.
And isn't a major offence, but they're still stuck in there because the American system is like you get sentenced with 12 years, you do 12 years. Like there is no time off for good behaviour over here. No,
and the thing is, it's like you're saying, they'll get sentenced for 12 years in his case for possessing drugs. It's a non-violent crime, just possession of drugs. But if that same guy had beat his girlfriend or beat his wife or beat another man, probably got...
Or enslaved a man for 23 years.
No, but I mean, even if it was beating someone, he'd probably get a fine and, like you say, bail. Need bail posted. But
it's because they've had this war on drugs since George W. Bush.
Yeah.
It was like,
Senior.
the war on drugs. Senior?
Yeah.
Senior? Yeah. It's a war you're never going to win. It's not against... It's like the war on terror. It's like, okay, but terror is a concept.
Yeah. Yes.
You can't win the war on terror. It's the same with drugs. Like, the drugs are always going to be there. Like, Islamist extremists and other religious extremists are always going to be there. What you need to do is have a dialogue, or you need to be able to kind of open up especially with drugs, just control them.
Yeah.
Same with guns. But we're not.
Interestingly enough, we had this conversation at work the other day, and it was one of our patients who actually raised it and sort of got me thinking about it. Since the media have started focusing more on Brexit and less on terrorism and like saying Muslims are bad, have you noticed the drop in terrorist
There don't
crimes?
seem to be any kind of major, extremist things going on.
Weird, isn't it?
Yeah.
He just mentioned it, and I was like, that's a good point. Because
Yeah.
he said about, there seems to be less sort of crimes with ISIS on the news and stuff these days. I'm like, that's a really interesting point you're making.
Yeah. I mean, you don't even hear anything about Syria anymore. It's still going on.
Yeah.
Like,
But I mean, in the sense that, and it's the way I said it to the guy, I said, I would believe that the fact that it's so prevalent in news, when terrorism was so prevalent in the news, and Muslims and Islam's bad, you get more crimes, you get more people doing things.
it's a copycat thing, isn't it?
Yeah, so these are people that probably wouldn't ever have thought of doing these, but because they saw it in the news, they're like, yeah, that's good, I'm going to do that.
Yeah.
So it's like the media are creating...
Oh, there is
We
no
know that-
doubt.
yeah.
That because the problem being is that also the mainstream news corporations aren't going out and talking to the organisations that are accused of terrorism and getting their side of the story. So you're always portraying these people in an evil light.
Yes.
Yeah, what they're doing is horrendous. I'm not defending that, but there is a reason that they're doing it.
That's what I've always said, and it's so difficult to get that point across without seeming like you're a sympathiser.
Yeah, of course. But there is always a flip side to every story, and fact is, in times of war, all for-profit media is state-run media, and has to kind of reflect the ruling party's political views, because that's who's, it's So I'm paraphrasing an Anti-Flag song there a little bit, but it's like, but that is, it's how it works.
Why are they acting out? Because stuff's happened to them that they don't like.
They've been
That's
bombed.
Nasty. Yeah.
People have come to their country and bombed
By
them.
who?
The Allies.
Yeah, our mates, the good guys. No bad guy ever believes he's a bad guy.
Exactly, yeah. Darth Vader doesn't think he's a bad guy. He just thinks he's bringing order to the galaxy.
That's it.
Yeah. I was actually weirdly started to watch a couple of Charlie Chaplin films recently. We watched
really?
The Great Dictator last night.
Okay.
Fucking hell.
Is it good?
Yeah. This is a film that was made in 1940 about Hitler.
Yeah. Wow.
Right. Because we watched there was a biopic directed by Richard Attenborough. Richard Attenborough in the mid-90s, late 90s with Robert Downey Jr. as Charlie Chaplin.
Yes.
And we watched that. And we've had Charlie Chaplin films for a while, and we watched a few of them. But it really it spun the wheels a little bit on it. And we watched, the other one we watched was called City Lights. And it's about industrialization and how capitalism is like how poor people were being left behind. And fucking hell, like these films were made in the 30s and 40s, and they're so prevalent, prescient. Like it's unreal. Like in the industrial thing, like he's on a production line and he's got one job, and then he has a break and his arms are still going from this one job that he's got. And like there's the boss up in the top. Up in the office has got screens that he's monitoring all the people on.
Wow.
This is technology that wasn't around in the 1930s.
But
it was this is before George Orwell as well, because Orwell wrote 1984 and 1948.
Wow.
And like he comes on the screen in the bathroom to tell Charlie Chaplin to get back to work, even though he's taking a break.
Wow.
and like he's controlling the speed that the production line goes. And there's this whole thing about like there's a salesman that comes in to pitch this automatic lunch machine, and you strap the worker into this thing and it feeds him while he's still working.
Jesus.
And like, oh my God. And it just shows you that nothing has fucking changed in 80 years.
That's crazy. That's absolutely crazy. I mean, we were talking last night because of I used to work in a factory, and these guys that we were eating with worked in a factory they worked in the same factory. They were managers in that factory. Yeah. We were just talking about where they are now, or where other people have gone to from there. And they were saying they worked at this factory. I've visited a factory because my dad used to work for the company as a driver. Right. And I visited that factory, and the way this factory works. So how would they normally work? It's not even a factory actually. It's a warehouse. It's like a food.
Okay, so food prep, place. Yeah.
So, like, usually you would go to the location of that food, you would put it in your cage. You would go to the next location and put it in your cage. It's mind-numbing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, you're moving around, you're exercising, you're lifting. But this factory that I visited, like, when was it? So Chloe was alive, she was probably about two or three, so it's about 10 years ago now. We visited this place, and it was like a state-of-the-art factory. It had just been built. And the way this works is the worker stands in their location, and the robot goes off and gets the pallet, brings it to you. You take what you need, you put it in the cage, you press a button, it goes away, gets the next thing and brings it to you. Because
it's easier for the human.
So you're just stood still, just taking stuff off and putting it in a cage, and it's like, it sounds like a bloody like you know those automated cow milking things. The cow just stands on a conveyor belt and it moves along, and the machine attaches, and then the cow keeps going. The human stands there, takes thing off, puts it away, presses a button, takes it off, puts it away, presses a button. Like, it's efficient for the company.
Precisely. And
it's horrific for the worker.
And it's just not good for people.
No.
You know.
There's no windows. No windows.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me. But then you got places like Ocado's massive warehouse out in South London somewhere. It's fully automated. Is it Dartford? Yeah.
So my dad used to work for.
Right.
That's the factory I visited.
Yeah. There's one where it's fully automated now. I think is that the one in Erith? Is it Erith or Dart? Yeah, it's around that area.
This is the one where the worker stands there, takes it off.
Right. Okay.
It's from somebody like myself who's interested in technology. It's incredible.
Oh, absolutely. It's my job.
I would not want to work there.
Yeah.
I wouldn't want to work there as a picker.
Yeah. But then it comes down, I mean, it's even in my job, I requested a standing desk recently. Yeah. Because I was like, I just don't want to be sitting down all day. I sit down all day.
Yeah.
And they were like, do you have any musculoskeletal reasons for having one of these things? And I'm like, no. And they're like, well, I'm afraid you can't have one. I would have to buy one.
Yourself?
Yeah. Again, reactive rather than
if you were
proactive.
Injured.
Yeah. If I had an existing injury,
then we could help you.
Sure. Even though a whole new company has come into the office and every single one of these people has a standing desk.
But once the sitting in this office chair for 8 hours a day causes you to have a musculoskeletal injury, we will get you a standing desk.
Yeah. And I'm like, can't you see can't you see the problem here? And this is it. Like, it's a thing that I was like, we were watching this movie and I was like, fucking hell, this is mental.
If you don't get me a standing desk, I will develop issues that will require me to have a standing desk. So just get me a standing desk. They don't even have to get a standing desk. What they can do?
No, it's one of those things you get like it's on the top of the table. It's basically a cantilever thing.
Oh, I know.
That lifts the screen and the keyboard up.
Oh, okay. Because what I was thinking
that's what I'm saying. It's not even like a full desk operation. You can get the one with the pneumatic.
Yeah, the pneumatic legs, and if you want to sit down, you can lower it and sit down.
But all I'm asking for is one of these things that goes on top of the desk that you can just pull up. And lock into position so that you can. That's all I'm asking for. Yeah,
it's not even a huge investment.
No. And like I say, this new company that we've acquired has recently come in, and every single person has one. And then I was like, oh, can I have one then?
Yeah.
Because I've been asking for one for 2 years.
And they're like, no.
No.
Oh God.
So it's one of those things. But
put it down as efficiency. Like, oh well, because it would take me less time to go to the toilet because I'll already be standing. Won't have that time for me having to stand up from my desk.
Half a second to a second.
Adds up.
Yeah, good point. If that's
all I have to do is just turn and walk instead of getting up and turning and walking.
Yeah, maybe that'll be my thing on Monday.
Yeah.
So just amazing, like the kind of the things with
Yeah.
And like I say, the one with the Great Dictator as well. Just like he made that against everyone's, like against Hollywood basically, and it's one of the things that got him eventually in the 60s. I think he went on holiday, and as he did so, he was banned from ever coming back to the country.
Wow.
Like. Because I think it was who was the head of the was it Eisenhower or Hoover? One of them had had it in for him because they assumed that he was a communist and all this kind of thing.
Yeah.
He was one of those in the Red Scare.
Yeah.
And he also dated younger women. Like some of them dangerously young.
Questionable.
Yeah. However, like his last wife was like 30 years younger than him and stayed with him right to the end.
I bet she did. Because Charlie Chaplin, he had money.
Yeah. But yeah, like the one that he did about the Great Dictator, it was unbelievably like because it was happening at the time that Hitler was on the rise. It was released in 1940.
Yeah.
So what, a year or two after the beginning of the war.
Yeah.
And yeah, it had like it's just like he plays a barber in the Jewish quarter, and he also plays Hitler.
Oh wow.
And towards the end they get mixed up, and the Jewish barber, like I don't know whether I've ever played it on here, but the last 5-10 minutes of it, like it's this speech that he gives about the equality of mankind and how we can use science and things to better ourselves. Like, go and after we've done this, I'll play it for you. But everyone else listening to this should go and watch like Great Dictator final speech or something that. And it's about 5 minutes long, but it's from 1940, and it's stuff that is relevant now. It's so unbelievably good, and you just think of him being like a comic actor.
Yeah, that's what
he was. So
mainly, that's what he's known for.
So political as well, and like stuff that is still chiming today. It's just unreal.
Yeah.
But sad because it just goes to show that nothing has happened. Society is still reactive rather than proactive.
Pointless. Yeah. Everything's pointless.
I think it's just it's capitalism. Yeah. Capitalism has done it to the world.
Yeah.
And there is no way out of a capitalist society. Like you can't just stop and become you might be able to, but it would.
No one's done it.
It's not in anyone's best interest. It's not in anyone in power's best interest.
Yeah, everyone will lose. People will stand to lose a lot.
Yeah.
There was it's really annoying because there was a fact I saw the other day that if somebody earned so much money for their whole life for this many years, they would earn this much money. And it was something like they'd get £2.1 billion or something.
Right.
And these were like really highly paid people. And yet the richest people in the country have like so much money.
Yeah.
And it was a real horrific, like when you looked at it, it's like, that is horrendous. That's horrendous. If you earn this much an hour, which is a bonkers amount of money, then you'd still have less than the richest people in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, it's mind-bending when you try and break down how much people like, I don't know, Richard Branson or whatever actually are worth.
Well, who's the richest man in the world now? It's
not Bill Gates anymore, is it? It's Jeff Bezos. Yeah.
Who has
I think, isn't it
billions.
something stupid like Amazon generates like thousands and thousands of dollars a second or something?
Yeah.
Like it's nuts. And then when you extrapolate that times that by 60, it's hundreds of thousands a minute.
Yeah.
And then you extrapolate that by an hour, it's millions or billions an hour.
Yeah.
Like it's nuts.
Yeah. It's crazy.
Which is why, you should do all your shopping via our Amazon banner, because then we get a little bit of that.
Take a
for
little
free.
bit out of their pocket.
Yeah, you take a
They
little
can
bit
afford
away
it.
from the man. He's the richest man in the world. He's not going to miss 5% of your 20 quid DVD order. Do you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
And we stand to actually gain because it helps us, because
That's
we
it.
don't earn that much
That's it.
in comparison. So, you know.
Yeah, we do all right.
Yeah, we do all right. And it's
Do
coming
all
up to
right.
Christmas, of course. So
Yeah,
please,
actually, which means in January, hosting fees.
Yeah. So please get on that. I know that we've already said it in the intro,
Yeah.
but we got to drop it in here as well.
Yes.
You posted something else on Twitter about an army of Boston Dynamics robots now.
I believe they were radio controlled though.
Oh, were they? They weren't autonomous.
I think
Yeah.
because if you watch it after I post it, if you watch it, there's a group of people behind with radio controls in hand. Doesn't matter.
And talking about
It's the cheetah, isn't it? But it's the
little
miniature version.
the mini robo cheetah thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's cool. I want one.
Yeah.
But it still has that. If you kick it, it will stand up.
Well,
Oh.
the boss of Boston Dynamics has confessed that he once nudged his 1-year-old daughter over to work out how people balance.
What? Nudged her over. Just pushed her to see what would happen.
Yeah.
And the fact it says over makes me feel like she fell over.
Yeah, nudged his 1-year-old daughter over. A YouTube video of Mark Reibert's humanoid robot Atlas remaining upright while being poked with hockey sticks has 34 million views. He no longer knocked his robots over just to show people how they could get themselves back up again. But when he had done so, it was because he had felt like a proud parent. In fact, I have video of pushing on my daughter when she was 1 year old, knocking her over, getting some grief, he told BBC News at a web summit in Lisbon. She was teetering and tottering and learning to balance, and I just wanted to see what would happen. But we're still good pals.
And we're allowing him to build robots.
Yeah.
like
Boston
this.
Dynamics began by designing robots suitable for military use, but is now seeking to lease them to industries such as oil, gas and construction. And Mr. Reibert told BBC News he had done more than 3,500 queries about leasing his quadruped robot Spot at the same cost as a luxury car. The company, which is yet to make a profit, was once owned by Google's parent Alphabet, but has since been acquired by Japan's SoftBank Group. Blah, 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 blah. If you look at our YouTube videos, it's above 95% thumbs up from our followers. I take that as a sign people are positive about what we're doing.
Nope.
When people see the robots at conferences, they want to take selfies. People want to pet the robots, so it's a positive thing. On the other hand, if you read the media, blogs and stories about our stuff, the words creepy and terrifying are in the titles. And I'd like to know if that's based on any real information from the public.
People want to pet them and take selfies to keep them on our side.
Yeah, to keep them sweet. Mr. Reibert once called his robots nightmare-inducing, however, although he now says he was joking. I was teasing myself in the media when I said it. It was supposed to be a closed meeting with no media, and I was joking among a crowd of friends. I was teasing us and them. But then it's
So when he thought no one was listening, he spoke the truth.
Yeah.
That's what I get from that.
Yeah. Yeah, but he kind of
He
kind of
pushed his
glosses over the
child
fact that
over.
he kind of pushed his child over to see how she would balance so that he could kind of work that into an algorithm for a robot.
Oh,
As long as he was pushing her over onto a soft playmat or like, I don't know, like it's a weird thing to do. It sounds kind of like it's not psychotic, the other one. You know what I mean. Sociopathic.
That's the word.
Yeah.
To see how people react, so
Yeah.
he knows how to react. Yeah, that is horrific. But then I also realise that I take pleasure in terrifying my daughter. So, like making her jump and things like that.
Yeah.
So it's psychological abuse, possibly.
She was 1. I'm sure she doesn't remember it.
Yeah.
Still,
No, I still do it to Chloe.
what's he doing to his daughter now? That's what I want to know. Is he making her do backflips so that he can work out how the robots can do it?
I think they already can. Can't
Yeah, they can. Yeah. Yeah, scary.
I mean, if you want to, like, I brought it up the last few times as well. It's like, if you want to see how this could pan out, just watch the Corridor Cruise videos.
Yes, yeah. Where the robots fight back. And that's another thing. I've started playing and finished playing Detroit Become Human since we were last on the thing.
Yeah, I've not finished it. I started playing it, I think, like I said to you, I'm on chapter 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's great. I mean, like, chapter 2 starts and you're like, I think it's where you're the female robot.
Right, yeah. And you're in that house with the little girl.
And you're clearing up the rubbish.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it is great. Like, it's really interesting.
It's very interesting. Yeah. And again, it's kind of got me on that kind of humans, kind of robot.
Yeah.
Sentient problem thing. It's because humans is kind of like Detroit.
Yeah.
It's exactly the same kind of thing where like these robots were designed, or androids were designed to help humans, but then they become sentient through a software code problem.
But I think Detroit it falls under that category of game that the narrative games that we really enjoy. Like, we've got Life is Strange 2.
Yes, yeah.
Which we're holding out on and holding out on because we want it all to be available to play.
Yeah, they're a strand of game that I've really gotten into recently, like Lost Souls as well. Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls.
Beyond Two Souls.
Yeah, which I don't think I played that. That's the Hayden Panettiere one, isn't it?
No,
that's Until Dawn.
Yeah, that's what's her name? Juno.
Oh. Ellen
Page.
Why does that sound wrong?
It sounds wrong, doesn't it?
Umbrella Academy.
Yeah.
No, because that makes me think Elaine Page. It's not Ellen.
No, it is Ellen Page.
It is Ellen Page.
Yeah.
Okay.
It sounds weird. Don't know why.
It sounded wrong. It sounds too much like Elaine Page.
Ellen Page and Willem Dafoe.
That's it. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was really good as well.
Yeah. Heavy Rain.
Heavy Rain. Yeah. I think there's a second Heavy Rain, isn't there? No. There's something else though. There's another one that they've done.
Well, I think that Detroit Become Human is the same.
Yeah, it is.
Company.
Yeah.
Oh, they did.
Yeah.
What's it called? Was it after Heavy Rain or was it before Heavy Rain?
I don't know.
That's annoying. If only we could consult somewhere.
I know.
But yeah, they did do some Quantic Dream.
That's it.
Yeah. The three most famous. It's Beyond Two Souls. So it's Heavy Rain, Beyond Two Souls, and then Detroit Become Human.
Yeah.
Before that was a game called Fahrenheit, and then The Nomad's Soul.
Right. No, I don't know those ones.
That's like 99 and 2005. So I think it's probably Beyond Two Souls is what we were thinking.
Yeah, maybe.
I don't know.
I mean, because I remember watching a video for Detroit.
Yeah.
Way back, it was on the PS3.
I think we spoke about it.
We did, didn't we? Because it was they were putting together the Kara robot, weren't they?
Yes,
and she becomes sentient while they're putting her together.
Yeah, so wasn't it a tech demo for the PS4?
Yeah,
that ended up becoming the game.
Yeah, it was basically
Quantic Dream did the tech demo, and then I think they were already planning this game.
Yeah,
but I don't think it was a.
It wasn't a definite.
It was a tech demo for PS4. That's almost 10.
Yeah, it was 2012, 2013, I think.
Because
it's a bonus video that you can buy on there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You can buy it.
Yeah, like
within the game
that you collect through going through the paths, because you get points per decision that you make.
Yeah,
and then you can buy extra bits. So yeah, it was, and I watched it and I was like, I've seen this.
Yeah,
I remember this. Didn't realise it was this game.
But yeah, that's it. Because shivers. Because if I remember, it's the one where she's talking, and then she becomes sentient while she's talking.
Yeah, and then they try and take her apart. Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah. It's a really good game.
Yeah.
I got really involved by the end of it.
You texted me the other day and said, "Just finished Beyond Two Souls." Fuck. Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay, I need to go back to it.
Yeah.
I wanted to, because it's one I want to play, but obviously you need to invest time in it. Now I've got the PlayStation app on my phone where you can stream the games to your phone.
Oh, really? Okay.
Which would be perfect for a game like that.
Mm.
The problem is that game requires the use of the trackpad,
Yes.
which you can't do on the phone.
Yeah. Only one.
Sorry, it's not. You can do the touchpad. It's the tilting.
Okay.
It doesn't. The accelerometer in my phone doesn't work on it. I don't know if you can turn that option off.
I don't think that's a major thing.
But
if
it's there and you can't move on until you've done it.
I don't remember there being a time where you had to shake the pad around.
Yeah, there was something you have to tilt
Really?
the controller, and I don't know if that's an option you can turn off. I'll have to look into it again. But
I think it's well worth doing because, oh really?
Yeah, but I can't use the PS4. I've got like a thing that clamps around the PS4 controller that I can sit my phone in. And I can plug the phone in, but it doesn't work.
Oh.
It doesn't work with the app.
How annoying.
It's not supported within the app.
That's bizarre.
The PS4 controller's not supported within the app.
That's got to be something they're going to have to fix, right?
They have to, really. Yeah. But yeah.
Although the 5 comes out in the next couple of years, doesn't it? So
got to start saving.
Major money.
Apparently not.
No?
Apparently really affordable it's going to be.
Interesting. Well, we'll see whether
things
change between now and then.
What they consider affordable.
Yeah.
But I imagine it's going to be more PS4 price point than PS3 price point.
Yeah.
Because the PS3 was like 800 quid. It was ridiculous.
Yeah, that was stupid. It's why I didn't get one until like 5 years after the fact, when it went slim.
And I did. I got the fat one, and then all I played on it was Call of Duty, so I missed all the really good games.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
But no, I'd recommend playing through that because it's that whole thing. It's,
yeah.
I know that you're into that kind of thing
it's like
as well.
the moral quandary stuff, isn't it? It's like, what decisions
and I
do
tell you
make?
what, like, there's some decisions which I made, and I was like, because some of them are timed, and some of them you can really think about.
Have you unlocked all of the paths?
No.
Are you going to?
I might, because I want to see how things.
How else it could.
Yeah.
I'd be really interested to see what differences we get as well. This is the thing.
Because again, you can compare your path to the world.
Oh, you can compare it to your friends as well.
I think you can.
I think on there is your friends as well as just the world.
Yeah.
And we are friends on PlayStation. Yeah. I should hope so. Anyway.
You'd have thought so.
Yeah.
One of the endings that I got, I was not at all pleased with.
Really?
Yeah. And I think it's because I made one decision right towards the end that messed it all up. But I'm not sure, because it could have been any number of things. Because it really is, like, when you look at because it gives you the path, and you can actually check it while you're going through the level.
Yeah, and you can.
But I was like, for my first go through, I'm not going to check what the paths look like. I'm not even going to go back and do anything to them. I'm just going to play it through and try and get everyone to live at the end of it, or
Yeah, and I think because I remember the Connor one was the first one. The demo, wasn't it? And I played the demo, and I was like, wow.
Where you're stopping that android jump off the building with the little girl. Yeah.
Which I did.
Yeah.
I think in the demo, I think I got pretty much the same result in this one. In the demo, like, kind of just. I saved the girl and Connor got shot through his eye. I'm pretty sure he did.
The 2 goes I've had it because I have gone back to start that first one again. The 2 times I've saved the girl, but Connor has knocked the android off and gone over with him.
Oh yeah, because you're Connor, aren't you?
Yeah.
And the android is
Daniel.
Well done. Yeah. So I think. Actually, no. I think in the demo I did that.
Yeah.
And in the actual playthrough, I say Connor's okay, and then Daniel gets shot from the helicopter.
Right.
He gets sniped.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I don't go over with him. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's the result I got. Anyway, it's
really interesting because,
so cool.
it's just the decisions that you make, are going to shape. I tried to answer everything as truthfully as I could.
As you would if you were in that position as an android. Yeah. I think, actually, isn't the second part where the android who's shopping, he's in town, and he gets on the bus.
That's right.
But he has to get on the back of the bus.
Yes.
There's a separate
carriage.
There's
a lot of very kind of on-the-nose
separate carriage. And I think that android just happens to be black as well.
Yes. He is, Marcus.
And he has to get on a separate carriage on the bus.
Yeah.
Separate part, separate. It's like a capsule, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just with all the androids stood there.
There's a glass partition between the android part and the human part of the bus. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very interesting.
There's also, towards the end, extermination camps.
Really?
And,
Oof.
yeah.
Oh.
Like, it's very, very kind of like, this stuff happened to
Take
people.
a look at yourself.
Yeah.
Human. Yeah.
But, yeah, and it's just, the interesting thing with the Connor thing is then he's paired up with a detective.
Right.
And the detective is really distrusting of androids, and then you've got, depending on how you act, you can either get his trust or you can make him even more suspicious.
Wow.
And yeah, it's very well done. Obviously, bits of the kind of narrative are a bit clunky when you pick a decision here that doesn't go with quite, but the fact is there are like 5 decisions that you could have made. Yeah. And only 3 outcomes from that. It's a really interesting.
Yeah, and I like the whole part with Connor, and I don't know if it's just Connor or if it's everyone, where you can reconstruct.
The
scenes.
Yeah, that comes with other characters as well.
Oh, okay, it's really cool. That's really, really.
And
cool.
you can check how like a certain thing you want to do will end up, whether it's going to fail or not before you do it.
Because there's you got the percentage, the chances of success.
That's right.
That's it. Yeah, and every clue you find increases your chance of success. Like when you find out Daniel's name, when you find certain parts, and you find out why he's doing what he's doing. Yeah, and it opens up more options.
That's right, for
dialogue.
Negotiation and things like that. Yeah, it's like that all throughout the game. If you don't find certain things, you can't unlock certain parts.
And some of it's time sensitive as well, isn't it? You've got to find things within
a certain amount of time. Yeah.
It's really clever.
Yeah. So that's something that I've been really into. But also, there's the Chloe android on your opening screen, on the options screen. Yeah. The interesting thing about that is she reacts to things that you do in the game. And she reacts to
in the menu.
She reacts to things that are happening in the game.
Oh wow! And it becomes
very interesting.
And there's a reason for it. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Cool.
Yeah. Like she'll comment on if you let people die and things like that.
Oh wow!
How could you?
Wow.
And she becomes visibly distressed at certain times.
All right,
as well.
Chloe, fuck's sake.
No, I know. It's a proper guilt trip because she's looking right at you and she's massive on your TV screen. Yeah. And she addresses you directly, or sometimes just leave her on her own for a while and she'll start talking to you.
Really?
And she'll like say stuff about your home decorations and things like that. Look. Quote philosophy at you and things.
Yeah. I wonder if you've got a PlayStation camera. If it recognises things
I
around
don't
your
know
house
about
and
that.
actually
Yeah, that was what I was waiting for. I was like, how specific is this kind of
yeah.
stuff that she's supposed to say? But yeah, I wonder if you had a camera, whether there would be more.
Oh, I don't know. I've got a camera, but I'm not going to do that. Although, to be fair, it's always on. Yeah. If your PlayStation's on, the camera's on.
Yeah. There's an interesting little survey you can take as well, where you can compare your answers. Like, it's stuff like, do you think AI or robots or technology will become sentient in the future and things like that? And it's an actual, I don't know where the study goes, like the answers to this study
it's an actual survey.
Yeah. But you can look at your results compared to other people's.
And I imagine as well, does it compare it to the decisions you've made within the game?
No, that's the weird thing.
That would have been quite cool.
Yeah. But then at the end of the game, it then asks you about the characters and who's your favourite and what you think of. So I don't know whether that goes back to their story development company or whatever. I don't know.
Yeah, that's cool.
It's quite interesting.
Yeah.
But
fantastic.
Really enjoyed that. So there's been a bit of a theme through this episode again, and it's kind of like technology and robots and AI and the fact that like it's making our lives better, but at the same time kind of making them worse.
Yeah.
There's been a whole theme in this episode. I quite like that, bearing in mind that we never plan these things. So
Not at all.
I'm quite satisfied. I'm quite satisfied when they come together like this.
Yeah. I love it when a plan comes together.
Yeah, even when there was no plan.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like, there's a whole bunch of things like that we've said are great, and go and check and stuff like that. And America needs to sort out its laws, and Britain needs to sort the fuck out what's happening over here as well.
Yeah, America needs to sort out its justice system.
Yeah.
The UK needs to sort itself out.
Yeah, have a good hard look at yourself. But it's been fun. It's been good.
I've enjoyed being
I
back
think,
again.
kind of Patreon content this week, probably a Joker spoiler cast. And hopefully we won't have such major gaps between episodes where we're together again.
Christmas is coming, so
yeah. Yep. I'll be just back from Vegas next time that we're together.
We can put out.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh well.
So, but yeah, we hope not to have such a elongated break next time.
Yeah.
And if we do, hopefully we'll be able to sort out people with a bit more advanced, planning, perhaps.
Yeah. Oh well. Such is life.
But yeah, until next time, I have been Tom.
And I've been Ant.
Bye.